Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the mysteries and complexities of the human mind. In today's video, we'll be delving into the fascinating topic of when people lose their mind. We've all heard stories of individuals experiencing temporary or even permanent insanity, often triggered by traumatic events, mental illness, or drug use. But what really happens in the brain when someone loses their grip on reality? And how can we better understand and support those who are going through such a difficult experience? Join us as we explore these questions and more, in this thought-provoking video on when people lose their mind.
Dog on the scene, and as soon as the dog came, the dog passed out. Then the helicopter, right after that, the helicopter ran out of gas. There was nobody looking. The community did better than what the police did. My baby could have been anywhere at any time. And they have the nerve to get on Facebook and bash me and my girlfriend like we did something. And that's my baby. She know her ABCs. She know her 1, 2, 3. She know her colors. She only 2. She know how to talk very well because of us, me and my girl. She was smart. She was growing up to be something.
When was the last time you saw her yesterday?
The last time I saw her is with my gal before my gal put her in the park. She came and gave me a hug and told me she loved me. This is her routine every day. My mama could tell you that she loves me. This is her routine to tell me she loves me, hug me. And I sit here and play the game. She come for me, you know, we eat and everything. That's the only reason why my gal came in the house, is to fix us something to eat, because we haven't ate. So I called her and told her in 5 minutes, it was only 5 minutes, it happened so fast. She was gone. And they don't realize my apartment, the rent lady had a whole operation, a sting on her for sex trafficking.
But our top story tonight, a vigil for a 2-year-old girl, Maliyah Bass. She vanished a week ago after her mother says she left her alone for just a few minutes. Tonight, the community gathered in Southwest Houston to honor Maliyah.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we have a tragic story out of Houston, Texas. Maliyah Bass was reported missing by her mother, 21-year-old Sahara Ervin, and her boyfriend, Trevian Thompson, on August 22, 2020. An Amber Alert was issued for the toddler, who had not been seen since that morning. At the time of Maliyah's disappearance, Ervin and Thompson told police they left her at the playground outside their Southwest Houston apartment while they were inside cooking breakfast. When they returned, the two told police that Maliyah was gone. Authorities immediately launched a search for Maliyah, which included volunteers from Texas EquiSearch, an organization dedicated to finding missing persons.
Certainly, we're all looking forward to getting information about the child, right?
What's her name? Maliyah! What's her name? Maliyah!
Teddy bears and balloons would bring joy to any child, but tonight they symbolize the little things Maliyah Bass will never get to enjoy.
They do have people in the water. We also have people on ATVs. We're just searching this whole area.
2-year-old Maliyah was reportedly left at the Sunset Crossing apartment playground Saturday morning and then disappeared from there. Now, those apartments are in West Houston on Beechnut, just outside the Sam Houston Tollway.
From the beginning, many neighbors and people on social media began to suspect that the mother of Maliyah and her boyfriend were not telling the truth about what really happened to Maliyah. Maybe it was the half-hearted news interviews, or the fact that the couple couldn't stick to one story and stand by it. Another incident was told by a neighbor that from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m., Sahara Ervin sat there on the stairs of her home saying, "My baby is gone, my baby is dead. And many people were out here looking for the baby." That seemed very suspicious, being that Maliyah wasn't even found yet, said a neighbor. Investigators were suspicious of the couple from the beginning, according to a search warrant obtained by Q11 News. Police said their stories were inconsistent, they never searched for Maliyah, and they were upset when a trained, tracking dog was brought in to help. On August 23, the search would come to a tragic end when a 2-year-old's body was spotted in Bray's Bayou by a jogger. A medical examiner ruled Maliyah's death a homicide and said she died from homicidal violence. Court records indicate an autopsy found that her forearm was broken, and she had superficial blunt force trauma appearing as a loop pattern of bruises all over her body. It is believed the child was beaten with an extension cord or hanger.
A couple facing charges in the death of 2-year-old Maliyah Bass appeared in court this afternoon. Prosecutors say Maliyah was hit with a blunt object, and investigators believe the child's mother, Sahara Ervin, and her boyfriend, Travion Thompson, put Maliyah's body in a storm drain. Thompson now claims the child's mother was responsible for Maliyah's death.
She was just my everything. She was. And I hate that she's gone, but I want justice for Maliyah.
Maliyah's grandmother, family, and friends came together at the apartment complex where Maliyah lived and where she disappeared from a week ago.
I talked to her on FaceTime. Her mom let me talk to her every day, and it would be, "Hi, my Nana," and I'd be, "Hi, my Tootie." And I'll never forget that, and that is just so embedded in my brain.
Their pain turning to sorrow over what may have happened to the 2-year-old.
The waiting, the not knowing if that was my baby, if that was my Tootie. And we know now that that was our Tootie.
Court documents allege that Ervin struck Maliyah, known as Tootie, by loved ones, with a blunt object. According to court documents obtained by ABC 13 in Houston, Thompson told detectives Ervin beat the girl with a hairbrush the night of August 20th when she would not go to sleep. Thompson said the couple put the girl naked in a broom closet. When they checked on her the next morning, she was dead, the news station reported. Court records indicate Thompson is accused of not protecting the girl from her mother. Thompson, like Ervin, is also accused of failing to provide reasonable medical care after Maliyah was injured. Both are accused of disposing of the toddler's body. After Maliyah's death, the defendant and co-defendant put her body in a sewer drain, where it floated into a bayou and was discovered by a citizen, the documents state. Andy Kahan of Crime Stoppers of Houston also talked to the news station about what he described as the couple's peculiar behavior at the bayou crime scene. "I remember Mom was asking me about any victim compensation," Kahan said. "I just thought that was a little bit odd. The last thing you're concerned about is anything you're entitled to." Kahan said he was concerned enough to pull the couple's past criminal records. While Ervin doesn't appear to have one in Harris County, Thompson was on probation for an aggravated robbery conviction at the time of Maliyah's death, court records show. In addition, he was twice convicted of assault. Prosecutors used Thompson's past in arguing for substantial bail. Thompson's criminal history indicates his total disregard for human life and following the rules of society and the rules imposed by this court as a condition of probation, prosecutors argued. In arguing for sufficient bail for Ervin, prosecutors described the Michigan native as a flight risk. They said she had received money from contacts there and in Dallas, and that she'd reached out to her mother in Arkansas, wishing to move there and live with her. The defendant's mother refused to let defendant move in with her, the court records state. These actions show defendant's intention to flee from the jurisdiction of this court. Ervin's bail was set at $175,000 and Thompson's bail was set at $150,000.
One step closer to justice for Maliyah Bass.
She is the 2-year-old girl whose body was found in Bray's Bayou back in 2020. This was a heartbreaking case. The girl's mother and the mother's boyfriend initially claimed Maliyah had been kidnapped. But tonight, Sahara Ervin, seen here smiling in her mugshot, has pleaded guilty for her role in her daughter's death. Zach Tawatari has new developments tonight, including reaction from Maliyah's father. Zach.
21-year-old Sahara Ervin pled guilty in court today for 2 charges in connection with Maliyah's death. Prosecutors asked for a lighter sentence in exchange for testimony against her boyfriend, who's also charged in the case. Maliyah's biological father continues to hope for justice and answers.
Right now, I just want to bust out crying, but I'm trying not to.
Octavius Bass is still trying to come to grips.
Just thinking about it makes me sad.
With the tragic death of his 2-year-old daughter, little Maliyah Bass, whose body was found in Bray's Bayou in August of 2020.
It makes me feel alone that she's not here.
At the time, Bass's mother, Sahara Ervin, and boyfriend, Travion Thompson, appeared inconsolable, saying they had just left her for a few minutes at the apartment complex playground. But a few months later, both were arrested in connection with her death. More than a year later, court documents show that Ervin pleaded guilty to 2 charges, injury to a child and tampering with a corpse, each carrying a 20-year sentence.
I don't have no choice but to be okay with it, because they say that's the maximum that she can get.
Bass says that's part of the deal, Ervin agreeing to testify against Thompson, who's also charged in Maliyah's death.
He claimed that he was my daughter's father, but I mean, he wasn't doing a good job. Look where she's at.
A jogger found Maliyah's body after investigators say the pair put her down a sewer drain. Evidence shows she'd been beaten to death by a blunt object. Bass still can't believe it.
It's either you did it or he did it, or both of y'all did it. So you might as well tell the truth.
As he looks forward, he says he still has yet to get the full story, and that, he believes, is the only way he'll find any closure.
Because all I want to know is the truth.
And according to court records, Thompson is next supposed to have a disposition hearing on the 11th. Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you for watching today's video. Our condolences go out to Maliyah, her father, and both families. This was a senseless and selfish crime that didn't need to happen. Maliyah was a wonderful and beautiful child that had her whole life to live. It's so sad that a child that expects her mother to be her ultimate protector would viciously murder her with the help of a soulless man. Please be aware of anybody that isn't stable enough to simply care, protect, or provide for their children. Please get the right people involved or intervene yourself.